what's going on. We could send it here a little bit. That's a little better. Anyway, guess what we're doing today? Part number 5. We're inside right now instead of doing the intro outside because wind, lots of wind. See the wind? Trees blowing. So, we're not getting on the roof today. We're not putting a chimney in today. Well, maybe inside, but we'll see. We got a lot of little stuff to wrap up here first. So, let's see what we got going on. But before we do that, we got one thing we got to do. One thing we got to cover. We're doing a giveaway, folks. We're doing a YouTube subscriber giveaway with this book right here. The Boreal Herbal by Beverly Gray. Guys, if you live this kind of life and you don't have this book, you're going to want it. We're going to do a review on this thing. We're going to do a subscriber YouTube channel giveaway to boost our subscriptions and get some good information out there. Something that I think, personally, everyone needs to have. So, that's coming up. Pay attention to the channel. Now that we have this taken care of, let's build something. Under right here, the magic happens. Let's see what's going on here, folks. Let's see what's inside. Let's take these off of here. That one up. And one more. Oh, we're getting in there. I see stuff. I see stuff in here. What do we got going on here? Oh, look. We've got division. We've got solid mass division. Cooktop. It extends past where our mass is going to be, but that's okay because this is actually going to support part of that mass. We're going to show you how that works and why here pretty soon. But our next thing is cooking top. We need to mark this so it goes around the bricks and sets down on this surface right here. Oh, I got to put a little brick in there too. I'll tell you here in a little bit why. So, we line this up where we want it. Take our handy dandy square. Take our handy dandy marker. I wish I had a white one. White ones are much easier to use on steel, but I don't, so this is what we're going to use. So, our brick edge right here. That's the edge we want to transfer to the steel plate here. That is the edge we are going to transfer. Let's get it back where we want it. Square with the back. So if we put this in here and follow our little bricky-doos, ooh, folks, we got a little bit of a gap there. That means the brick is not going to be square with the steel. Like I said before, this ain't perfect, and it's never going to be perfect. So we're going to deal with it. But do I want to follow that contour line, or do I want to keep this perfectly square? That we're going to have to decide here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make it square. I think eye appeal, that'll be much better. So, we got that marked there. We got it marked there. So this right here, this right here, that right there, has got to go. How are we going to do that? I'm so glad you asked. We have got metal blades for our beautiful DeWalt jigsaw. This is going to work. These blades are rated, it may take a little while, but these blades are rated up to 1/4 inch of steel, which this is 1/4 inch. So it's maxing out this blade, but I think it's going to work. But folks, if it doesn't, then what the heck are we going to do? We got to try something else, because this has got to get done. We're going to bring out one of these blades, which is a standard cutoff wheel. If that doesn't work, what are we going to try? I don't care. Anything I got laying around here. We may try that. We may try that. We may even try one of those. I don't know. Try that. This maybe? Who knows? It could work. It could not. I betcha. Maybe we put a little fire to it. I don't know. That might work too. All I know is this is going to get done. So, let's do it. We're going to get it done. All right, guys. I could not see that line very well, and I could not find my white marker. So what I did is I put some duct tape on here. And I'm going to be following this edge right here. And that will give me a nice contrast so I can see what I'm doing, because the old man eyes, they don't work so good anymore. That's why I always wear a headlamp, just so I can see anything. I should have my glasses on, but I don't, because I can't find them. Are you ready? Let's see if it will cut. It will cut. Well, there we go, Noise. All cut out and notched. It ain't perfect, but you know what? It's gonna freaking work. So, let me show you a little bit about what we got going on now underneath the lid. What we gotta do next is the top of all these fire bricks here. We need to seal that off, because this is a sealed chamber. We don't want anything escaping. So I showed you this stuff in the previous video. It is door gasket sealer. It's meant for keeping all your combustibles inside where they want to be, not outside where you don't want them to be. You'll see. We're just going to mark this. Go all the way around here. Sealed up nice and tight, because then when we do, when this sets down on hell, nothing escapes. Alright, that escaped. We will do better. Okay, Nomies, what's next? We're going to make it pretty. We're going to use that. Maybe even that. And then we're going to take some of this handy dandy high heat Rust-Oleum. I forget what this is rated for. It's another 1200 degrees. That's cool. That'll be fine for a cooktop. It'll probably burn off a little bit, but we've got some other stuff later on. But we don't want it looking like this. So we want it looking like this. Let's do it. Well, here we are, folks. Look at that. All nice and flat black. Fairly even. It fits in there nicely. Now, I did test this out. I've got two different kinds of gasket. I showed you this in the other video where I was kind of counting on this squashing down more than it actually is. And, well, when I put this in here, it was sticking up too high. And I don't really want this super high. And I'll show you here in a little bit after I put this mass in here. I'm trying to get this as flush a surface as possible. So I think what I'm going to do is I've got this thinner stuff. It doesn't have the core in it. It's still just as fireproof. It's still the same gasket. But it's a lot thinner, and I think even if I have to double this up, it's going to be just perfect for me. So what are we going to do? We are going to lift this up, and hopefully it won't fall on us. And we're going to go ahead and put this gasket all the way around. Oh! And I think what we're going to do too is we're going to run a nice bead, fill in this gap here. Run a nice bead of that mortar. Got a little bit of a gap down in there. We want to fill all that stuff up because we don't want any air escaping down around this thing. We want it to stay inside of here. So, let's get that done. What do you think? Hey, how about we engage hyper mode again? We can do it. You ready? 3, 2, 1. And there we go, folks. Got it all sealed up. I put this duct tape on here because I didn't want this black stuff. When it gets on the brick, it stays black. And I did not want any of it on this surface or anything, so I taped it up nice. And before it dries, this is the key. Before it dries, you must remove it. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's a beautiful straight line. How did he do that? Well, he didn't do it. The tape did. Ta-da! Now let's look at this one. This one's going to come off just as beautiful. Look at that! Look at that! Oh my goodness. How in the world? How in the world? Up. Let's get this in there. What do you think? What do you think? Ooh! Look. Nice. Straight line. There's a couple tiny little holes, but if you've ever messed with caulk, the more you mess with it, the worse it gets. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this stuff dry, and then I'll clean it up a little bit better. I wish it didn't get in there. That's okay. It'll still look good. So, once this completely dries, we can put our gasket in, then put our metal top on. Wow. It's moving along, folks. Oops, pardon for the squirrely camera. It's moving along. Alrighty then. All this nice and dry, nice and sealed up. So, before we flop our plate back down on there, you probably know what's coming. Gasket. So, let's cut this thing to fit. Put some gasket adhesive down around the edge. And we can button this thing up. But real quick, let's see how this thing... What are you doing here, Gnomesteader? What is this thing, and how does it work? Well, if you haven't watched episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and episode 4, please do. But I'll still explain it to you right now. What we got going on. Okay. We have a firebox, which will have a door on it. So, light fire in here. Light it. Light it. Smoke fumes go up. Smoke fumes go up here. Smoke fumes go over there. Smoke fumes go this way. And they start doing a little spinny in here. And they reburn. So it burns up more gases, which is perfect. That's what we want. Anyway, what happens after that? It makes a turn. And then it goes downhill. As it goes down there and it's being drawn through, there's a big hole. Oh, I don't know if you can see it or not. My hand's down there. But anyway, it goes down there and then comes back up here. And this is the bell chamber. This holds the heat until some of it, most of it, a lot of it, gets absorbed into all this brick here. Then, when it cools down a little bit, it dips downhill. And there is a chimney outlet at the bottom there. So when the gases get cool enough, and the brick absorbs the heat, which then in turn goes out into the room slowly all day long, all night long. what happens is, then they finally cool. When they cool enough, they go down to the chimney. This we will do tomorrow because it's still windy. But we got a chimney to put in, folks. And we got a bunch of fire protection to put in. So this is going to be another episode. But I think we're going to wrap it up with a little bit of work on doing these seals and getting this top on here. Yep. Let's do it. So, what are we using? Simon gasket cement. Stove gasket cement. This is different than the furnace adhesive. This actually is meant for gaskets. So, hence, why we're using it. Well, there it is, guys. We're going to have a few hairs and stuff sticking up. What I want to do is, before this gasket adhesive sets too much, we want to get the top on. Because what that's going to do is that is going to help set it perfectly. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And it's flush right there. Flush right there. That's going to be perfect. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to get this thing going because I'm so tired of using propane. Soon. Very soon. Well, that's a wrap for today, guys. Man, we got some stuff done. We are so close to getting this thing fired up. I am so excited. So, on episode 6, we are going to do the chimney. I know I keep saying we're doing the chimney. Trust me, we're going to do the chimney. But, you know, I mean, we got snow. It's wintertime. Give me a break. And I'm an old man. I can only do so much in one day. Come on back next time for episode 6. We're going to get all that stuff done. And until then, remember, stay know-me. And
I'm a know-me, he's a know-me, she's a know-me, you're a know-me, wouldn't you like to be a know-me? Click the subscribe down on the bottom, click the like button down on the bottom, or make a comment down on the bottom. Peace out.